So EdTech is evolving super duper fast, and as you may know, teachers who are using technology are gonna beat the teachers who are not using technology. And so today I want to talk about my favorite tools to use in the classroom. I got 7 of them for you, and if you stick around to the very end, I will give you my favorite game as a bonus digital tool. So guys, I will see you at the end of the video. What's up, guys? You're back with another Talk with Teacher Brady. I'm Teacher Brady, sharing tips on how to stay motivated, how to improve your lessons, how to plan your lessons, and how to grow as a teacher. So if you're a teacher or if you know any teachers, this is the content for you. Today we're talking about my favorite digital tools that I use in almost every single lesson, either planning, conducting, or engaging with my students. So let's start by listing the tools first, and then I will go through them one by one. So hands down, my favorite digital tool to use every single day is Canva. My second favorite tool is YouTube. Third is Google Maps. Number 4 is Google Translate. Number 5 is Google Gemini. Number 6 is Cambridge Go. Number 7 is WordWall. And as a bonus, number 8 is a game that my students love. Let's go through them one at a time, and you'll see how I use them. So first off is the tool for planning and creating my slides, Canva. I make everything in Canva. If you have Pro or the education version of Canva, it's really quick, easy, and you have a ton of resources at your disposal for creating worksheets, for creating activities, for creating slideshows, and even to engage your students in your class. So Canva is a super tool that I can use. I love that you can write on the slides, you can edit, you can change, you can add animations. I mean, it's just really, really a super tool. And if you want to know more about how I use Canva and how I make it quick, I will comment below and I will make a video just for you. Okay, my second favorite tool, everybody knows and loves, YouTube. So right now, YouTube is super duper hot. It's probably the most used social media site in the world. People are using it more for search than they are Google sometimes. So YouTube is full of great, engaging videos. And now with shorts, you can find really quick summaries that explain what you are talking about really, really quickly and actually quite easily. The search is getting better in YouTube, and more content creators, more creation, kids YouTube. I mean, there's just not much more to say about YouTube except for it's awesome and students love it. They're using it all day, every day. So let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is I use Google Maps. Google Maps is great when you're talking about communities or geography or landmarks or traveling or just about everything. I use Google Maps all the time. Students love to find their houses. They love to find the teacher's house. They love to take virtual field trips. They love to see routes, see distances, see the earth. I mean, everything. Google Maps is just easy to fit into my lessons, and it's always engaging for my students. They love it, and you can ask simple questions and they know. And I mean, it's just a really nice tool to get the rapport with the students and connect what they're learning to the real world, and even find things that they don't know about in my country or in a different third country that we are not living in or from. And so Google Maps is another one of those super tools that I find a way to put into every lesson. The next tool is Google Translate. So I teach in Vietnam. My students, while they speak English pretty well, and I can speak Vietnamese, doesn't mean we don't have some communication barriers sometimes. There's some hard words that even it's not a very common word in English, or it's a word in England English and I'm American, so I didn't recognize it or something like that. And so a lot of times the students with the low levels, if I'm speaking Vietnamese, sometimes we need to translate a question, or sometimes there's a strange way to express something in different languages, or sometimes even the accent, the Vietnamese accent in the central is different than the north. So I didn't recognize the word. The students type it, okay. And then we can translate it to English. We understand the word. And so Google Translate, I use it all the time in my life and even in my classes. It's a very nice tool. So let's go on to number 5. Number 5 is Gemini. You probably have your own favorite AI chat box. I like Gemini just because it's connected to all my other Googles, like Google Maps and Translate, and my email and Google Classroom and all of that. And so for me, Gemini is really a super duper awesome tool for generating ideas. I can ask it to give me 10 questions about my topic, and from those 10 questions, I can take bits and pieces and I can formulate my own, maybe 3 or 4 questions that are more relevant to my lesson, but they still encompass all of the big ideas I want to. If I have to do all that thinking myself, I can do it, but maybe I will miss something. And so for me, using AI to generate a lot of ideas first and then picking what I actually want to include into my lesson has been super helpful. The other thing is you can take some difficult reading and you can ask it to make simpler versions, and I give those to my lower leveled English speakers so that way they feel confident, they feel like they're learning, and they're still a part of the classroom. Some of my students are highly proficient, and so I can do the same. I can make that reading even more difficult, so that way they are feeling that challenge. They're getting to another level in their learning. And I'm even teaching my students how to use AI because I think it's a great brainstorming partner in my own studies, but in my own planning also. And so I think it's important to encourage students how to use AI in a really good way. And I think they can use it and they can understand it. My fear is this: if I don't teach them how to use it, they're gonna learn how to just use it to cheat and copy. And then, obviously, I know they're cheating and copying. I'm gonna tell them that they're wrong, and they're gonna feel like, well, it's not fair, it doesn't make any sense. And in reality, I'm just gonna teach them how to do it first. That way, they know how to use it to make a great essay or a great assignment and improve what they can already do on their own. And so I fully support AI in the classroom, but also in the planning. Um, so that gets me to number 6. Number 6 is a tool that's quite specific to my curriculum, but you might be able to find your own. It's called Cambridge Go. So in Vietnam, in my school, I'm teaching the Cambridge International Program. Cambridge has their own software called Cambridge Go. It's pretty simple. To me, it's just okay, but what's really great about it is that I can find all the answers to the workbook. I can find the audio to the workbook and the course book next to the activity. I can draw on the page. I can snip out of it. I mean, it's just really great to have a PDF ebook with the answers and audios with some capability to draw and annotate. I know there's a ton of them out there, and whichever one you like, it probably fits your curriculum better. In my case, Cambridge is my curriculum, so Cambridge Go is what I use. But I recommend, if you don't have an ebook software, try to find something that will work in your classrooms, that will make your planning quicker, make I mean, really just makes your life easier. So, yeah, I like Cambridge Go, and I'm glad that I have some ebook software. That gets me to number 7. And so number 7, you guys probably also know, it's WordWall. WordWall is great for English and social studies classes. It's also great for science vocabulary, math vocabulary. WordWall is great. A lot of quick, pre-made activities that focus on specific skills, but then they present those kind of skill, grammar, vocabulary, whatever, in multiple formats. And the students, they always have their choice which one they like. They like a spinny wheel, they like select the word, mystery box. It doesn't matter because they're already there, and then you can just click what the students like and play their game. Usually the focus is on a very specific skill, so you can find what you need, and really it makes integrating literacy just a breeze somehow. And that's great. I want my students to develop a nice, strong vocabulary in English, but also the ability to recognize it in different situations, different formats. And so WordWall really helps me to achieve that. And so, as promised, you made it to the end, and I'm gonna give you my favorite game. And actually, it's not my favorite game. To me, it's good, but it's my students' favorite game. So I use it all sometimes, maybe a little bit too much than I should, but that's because I can find the right challenge for my students, and then they're engaged and they're shouting, they're loving it, and that is Blue Kit is a ton of pre-made quizzes, but these quizzes have different formats too. And some of them are actually different formats games. And if all your students have a device, that means they can all play that game together. They're all competing, trying to rank and get to the prize. I mean, it's really fun, and they really, really get engaged. Even when it's hard, usually my students are still trying to read the questions, trying to answer it. If you're a really savvy teacher, you can make your own Blooks, and the students love to earn rewards. They get to unlock rare and ultra rare Blooks. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really great game. So if you haven't tried Blue Kit yet and your students have devices, go ahead and introduce that to your students. If your students don't have devices, you can still play Blue Kit. There's a solo mode. Either the students can rotate, taking the control, or the teacher takes control and students are just giving answers and talking and this. And so honestly, I think Blue Kit is a really, really great tool, and it's quick, it's easy. I just used it on Thursday last week, and I didn't plan to use it. My students requested to use it, but I was able to find two quiz games that fit exactly what my topic was about. And actually, by incorporating that last minute, actually my students were able to understand the lesson way more. They engaged way more. They did way more. And so, yeah, it was really, really awesome. And I felt really good. And the students were happy. They loved my lesson more. And so what's better than that? So as a recap, here are my favorite tools to use almost every day in planning and conducting my lessons. Number one, Canva. Number two, YouTube. Number three is Google Maps. Number four is Google Translate. Number five is AI, Google Gemini. Number six is Cambridge Go. Number seven is WordWall. And my favorite game to incorporate in my classes is Blue Cat. So that's another Talk with Teacher Brady. I'm here sharing tips, secrets that I've learned from my experience on how to make your planning easier, how to get your students more engaged, how to stay motivated as a teacher, and how to continue growing. I'm almost done with my master's in education. I've got my teaching license coming. So what are your favorite digital tools? Comment below which of my 8 is your favorite, how you use it in your class, or if I didn't say your favorite tool, go ahead and comment below, share it with somebody else, and together we're making a community of international global teachers that are positive and engaging our students. So here is to effective, engaging education in 2025. Like and follow and share with a teacher that you know.